Well, interesting times that we live in, and it's good to see that Nigerians are taking to social media to express their frustrations regarding uh, the failings of this administration. And I must give kudos to the core member, Raye, for leading the new wave of consciousness that we have seen in recent time. Of course, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is terrible in every sense. It is terrible in the area of economy, it is terrible in the area of security, it is terrible in the area of electricity, in the area of communication, in the area of agriculture. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, instead of shutting up Nigerians, must address their concerns in the shortest possible time. However, we must reflect on how we got here. Personally, I think protest might not be enough to really get us out of the wood with the crop of leadership that we've had over time. I believe that we must do more than protest. As a matter of fact, just like we saw in August 2024, those in power will go at any length, to make sure that our voices are, shut down. So beyond protest, we must think of other means to address our concerns. The fact is, those in power continue to devise different strategies to continue to hold on to power. So also, I believe that to change the narrative, we must carefully plan our approach. It is not the random thing that will just spring up, with protest here and there. We must carefully plan our approach, and I believe that the central of what we can do, the focal point of what we can do to really address the concerns of Nigerians would even be the reorientation of Nigerians. In the first instance, I believe that Nigerians are enablers of the unjust system that we have to contend with today. If you look at antecedents in the country, the issue of allegations of sexual harassment against the Senate President, the power struggle in Rivers State, you see Nigerians taking sides, when ordinarily these are struggles within the elites, not in the interest of Nigerians. In the case of the sexual harassment allegations leveled against the Senate President, we have seen even some Nigerians protesting for and against the parties involved in this issue, instead of forming a neutral ground and calling for thorough investigations into the allegations made and thorough penalties meted out to culprits found guilty. Even in the case of Rivers State, for one reason or the other, we've seen Nigerians falling behind Party A and Party B, whereas these are mere power struggles that are not even in the interest of ordinary Nigerians. The worst case scenario, elections are not rigged by those in positions of power. It is the ordinary Nigerians who rig elections on behalf of these people. And, who betide the youth that would actually condescend to the level of rigging for these guys in 2027. Because I believe we are also a major part of the problem. You wouldn't have some of these guys, thumbprinting, snatching ballot boxes, intimidating voters. No, That is why, if we must make progress as a people, we must begin with reorientation of Nigerians. As a matter of fact, it is even reorientation that will bring to the consciousness that we don't have a good life. We begin to question the essence of living. If we are not informed, if we are not enlightened, then how do we know that we are not having the best of life? So in all of this, it falls back to bad followership being even the fundamental problem that we're faced with as a nation. And we must find a way to address that. We can't have good leadership when the followers are bad and corrupt in themselves. So it is important that we reflect on all of this. I believe, of course, that the revolution that some of us speak of, we have the opportunity every 4 years of a peaceful revolution. And I ask, what has even stopped that revolution through the ballot? What has stopped the revolution through the ballot? There are those of us who, for peanuts, would sabotage our collective effort. We must enlighten those to save our nation. Thank you so much. I am Francis Onyema, 2027 presidential aspirant.